Where's
that's
the
a
other
nice
two?
Canadian. He just like
Yeah.
laid it down nicely. Like
The other
kudos,
two
whoever
are
that is.
Brainy and whoever
Brainy and
Mrs.
his wife.
Brainy is.
Yeah. The Logical Hillbilly for $5 says, if this isn't someone just fucking around, they need professional help.
Wow.
God Ratey, $5 says, boots and cats and 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 applesauce. I think that's the music for my song earlier. Truth Nerds for €5 says, we use the Haversine formula based on a sphere to analyze and optimize internet backbone traffic. I also proved it as an exercise. That can't work on flat Earth. What say you, Mallory? Nothing?
Do you want to dumb that down just a tad?
To analyze and optimize traffic around the world for the internet, they have to use the Haversine formula, which is specifically only works on a globe. It's also used by pilots to navigate great circle routes and submarine captains to make sure they don't smash into underwater mountains.
They made it for the globe, but it doesn't mean that it is a globe.
No. It only works on a globe, and it works. What conclusion would you gather from that?
They calculate everything, and they planned it, and
it
put
works,
it as
Mallory. It works. Therefore, myself to use in Nathan Thompson's voice, that sounds. Ew, I feel dirty just thinking about like using
Craig,
his
check
voice.
your connection. I think we're buffering.
Buffering.
Are we?
What's going on? Oh, it seems to be back. That's just YouTube being YouTube. My internet's actually fine.
Yours is fine.
Are you starving the gerbils again?
Yeah, I haven't got answers. That's the problem. Okay, just maybe about 10 more super chats. Let me get through them. Aaron Findley for $5 says, hold up, there's no Germany. Where did I buy my cuckoo clock from then? From Poland, obviously.
Liechtenstein.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no Germany. Why would you say there's Germany? We made up this whole Gearstriber character, for goodness sake.
I can't believe you actually believe Germany's a real place.
I know, do they think that Gearstriber is like a real person? Jared!
That guy? That AI program that I invented? Nah.
Yeah, it's just like a bot that responds to Hitler jokes.
Responds to?
Responds to?
Try replies with.
Yeah.
And yeah, SciFDK is right. The program known as Geostriver has been stolen by the Dutch.
Yeah.
The Danes. And I'm not saying that there's a plan to repatriate them, but you might see some fun things Saturday morning.
Well, I did not consent for my creation to be used this way.
You think you need to ask for consent?
Whoa, Jared, whoa. Careful.
Robeeb says for $2, Mallory, can you plug your social media and Discord so everyone can know where to get in hold of you?
I don't have Discord.
She doesn't have Discord.
Well, what about your Facebook and Twitter and Bebo and MySpace?
Like gaming, like stream gaming and stuff. Like what?
Yeah, I've got like 2,000 people, maybe more than 2,000 people in my Discord.
Could you just say your social media again, and I'll send it to everyone.
Yeah, people want to know where to find you on Facebook.
I only have Facebook.
Okay, what is it?
It's where I wrote to you with Mallory.
I know what Facebook is, but tell everyone where they can find you on Facebook.
On Facebook, Mallory Bowser or Rose Wolfenstein.
Rose Wolfenstein. Awesome. Thank you very much. Corey Husky, $2 says, team, turn off the voice changer. We know it's you. Zion for $5 says, FTFE says, I am now a flat earther. Thank you, Mallory. I read everything. Yeah, you send me a super chat. I'm going to read it out. Alison for $2 says, Craig, you are alone in this stream. Nobody else. I'm not sure I'm awake, like I said. Brainy Beaver, there's the fourth Canadian. We found the fourth one. For $2 Canadian says, tip back, baby. I got some thick water for you. Ooh. Just throw up in my mouth a little.
Oh. Brady, you owe me a new pair of ears.
Philosopher King Gaming for $5 says, thick water, Eunice, Annis. What? Ooh. Jason Hyatt, $2 Canadian says, drink the maple syrup and go taste some vanilla. Yeah, don't ask about the vanilla. Isn't that right, Brainy?
What's vanilla?
Do you know that beavers make vanilla in their vaginas?
And you don't know what vanilla is.
Like, I have some vanilla because I do some baking, but
just go on Google and search where does vanilla flavoring come from.
Cygnus Step Sigma Step for $5 says, my damn phone is going to die and I'm going to miss the after show with Team Damn. No, it's not Team. But if Team wants to do an after show on his channel, I'll happily go over.
Beaver butts.
Yes,
yeah,
beaver
that's where
butts.
that comes from.
Epic. That is.
Yeah.
Looks like people
There's
have found
nothing
your
more
Facebook. That's
Canadian
great.
than that. I gotta
Um,
stock up on vanilla.
But I honestly think that's about as much as I can take for today. Right, Mallory, I think you're legit. I don't think you're a kid. I think you've convinced me that you are actually an adult, even though you sound very much like a child. You do realize that you sound like a child, right?
Yeah. I like do prank calls and it's the best.
Yeah, I imagine that you can do really good prank calls. And
Mallory,
I- like when you
get
you
those, like,
sound like some girls from my school.
and I do
Like
think
there's
you
like
are
telemarketers.
yeah.
Fucking funny.
I do think you are a legitimate flat earther as well, so maybe I could bring you back on for another more structured conversation.
Oh, that would be grand.
Yeah,
We'll
you
just have, like, a
honestly just blew my
cool
fucking mind a
time.
little bit today. All right, I genuinely couldn't cope with what the fuck was going on.
Well, now that you know me, now you maybe could be like, maybe you can handle it.
Yeah, we can. But
But
I'd
then
like
I
you
could
to
always
maybe
like
bring
to
some
meet new
evidence of
people.
the flat
So
Earth, right?
this is great. Whoever's like online, Mr. Military Man, and the other dude. I
This is
apologize.
Jared and
I'm really
Draco
bad
Fire.
with names.
Jared and Draco Fire. But if you want to come back again, let's have a proper debate. Maybe Jared can moderate it, and we can actually have a proper, evidence versus evidence debate. Okay, how about that?
Well,
You would have time to prepare so you can have everything ready to go.
well, that could be interesting. Maybe I could make a video that you could actually post it.
Yeah, please do. Foot fetish and butt plugs in it. That'd be great.
Well, what else there's left?
There's more to the world than
lots
that.
of stuff. The
Do me a
majority
favor,
of
Mallory.
media.
If you ever die,
get me
leave
wrong.
instructions
It's
to
fun
have your
play
internet
in the
history
gutter,
deleted.
But sometimes we need to step out of it for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll make some videos and I'll work on my song I'm gonna try to replay it where you sang that like Barbie song, but for like Lobers.
Yeah.
I want to do an FE version for sure.
So I do want to say that there's one of my subscribers, Clapper Jack, who's got his own channel. He would like to have a discussion with you if you're up for it as well about the flat Earth.
Oh, that'd be cool. Just I don't know, contact me so I could check out your stuff, and we could plan something. I'm all for it.
Clapper Jack, the best way to get hold of her is through Facebook. That'd be the best way to do it because that's how I was talking to her. Have you got an email that maybe they could reach you at just in case?
Well, I would have to like create an email, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
Could I like give it to you and then you can?
Yeah.
Like,
You
give
can
I
give
don't
it to
know
me
how
and
that works.
I'll send it over to him as well. But thank you for coming on, Jared and Draco Fire. Thank you for coming to my assistance. I genuinely fucking needed it.
Yeah, and
You're very welcome.
there is one last thing I have to say before we go off air. And for everyone who is concerned about where they're from or where they are, you gotta remember, Deutschland über allen.
What's the translation that you just said?
You're
The
not
Earth
allowed
is
to know.
round.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That was actually not that cool. I mean, he pronounced it wrong, but I mean, actually, he didn't say anything bad. But at least in Germany, you're actually that's like one of the two or three things that in Germany you're not allowed to like say, like openly on the street. Like people always give Germans bullshit because of that. Like, yeah, you don't have free speech. Like bullshit. There's like one fucking topic you're not allowed to push openly, like on the street in front of little kids and whatever. And he just basically said Germany, Germany overall. Or Germany, Germany over anything. And that by itself isn't that bad, but the problem is that is something the Nazis um used as a slogan. Like that was the Nazi thing, like in World War II. And you're basically not allowed in Germany to spread that kind of rhetoric. Also, you're not allowed to basically shit talk the Jews, like, yeah, the Holocaust never happened and bullshit like that. And yeah, as I said, he actually like didn't pronounce the words right. What he said wasn't it just wasn't right. But yeah, not cool. I don't care, but that would be a thing that wouldn't be like you could actually be fined in Germany for that, like saying that over and over, like out on the street. Like at least if you do it like seriously. Overall, nobody would care, not really. People would like you a lot less instantly if you would do something like that in Germany, though. Or most people would. Whatever. Just don't do that, please. It's not a joke.
I want to give a massive thanks to everyone that's super chatted and been in the chat. Obviously, the super chats and the memberships and everything. They allow me to keep doing this, and I'm constantly blown away by the generosity you guys show. I can never say thank you enough. I know not everyone is able to super chat, and if you want to help the channel, the absolute best way to do it is to share my streams and videos on social media. I get 60% of the views on my channel. 60% come from a mixture of Facebook and Twitter. Most of it from Facebook, about 2/3 from Facebook and 1/3 from Twitter. So if you want to help my channel grow, share what I do on your Facebook and your Twitter feeds, and that would be massive. Mallory, thank you for taking the time and coming on to talk.
Well, thank you for asking me to come here. This was grand.
And again, I hope you don't feel like you were bullied or anything. But I was a little bit.
Absolutely not.
Good, right? As long. And if you are a genuine flat earther, then there's lots of conversations that we need to have, and I do think you are genuine.
Merci.
So thank you very much for taking the time, guys. I'm going to release a short tomorrow, so look out for that. And if you haven't seen my most recent episode of Smurfs Are Idiots, I released that yesterday, I think.
It's great.
I think it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm not blowing my own horn here, but I spent
Fantastic
a lot of time
video, Craig.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I spent a lot of time upgrading the graphics, and I put a lot of effort into some special effects and stuff for the video. So I really hope you guys
You do a
enjoy
really
it.
good job for a Kroger.
Thank you. I taught myself to edit. I mean, Jared, what were my first videos like? I think it's clear, and I'm not.
You know how they say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
Yeah. So I think everyone can see, even me, that there's been a marked improvement in what I've done with my channel. I've worked hard to improve it, and I hope you guys appreciate the work and the effort that I put on. But I appreciate everyone that watches, everyone that likes, everyone that comments. It means the absolute fucking world to me. I do this because I love doing it. I don't care if I don't have a bunch of viral videos and I'm not as big as Simon Dan. I love what I'm doing. I genuinely adore this, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I love doing it. Because I love making videos that you guys like watching, I'm gonna keep doing this. So
You're
thank
just
you for
on
your
the wrong
continued support.
side. It's really a shame, man.
Yeah, I know.
Rocking-
I'll
you
switch
could've
to
just
Flat Earth
rocked
at
it
some
on
point.
Flat Earth.
Yeah, man. Me and
I
Jarenism,
think
we could be
I
rocking
think
that.
deep down that you're actually a flat earther because Globers are the most gullible fucking people.
Keep it flat.
Like, I think that's how you make your money because you know the world is flat and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna shove this bullshit down these Globers. So, like, look at your fucking comments. They're all like gobbling up your shit. So deep down, yeah, man, I know.
Yeah, it's like I'm doing it all for the
I know
money.
that you-
I love
Mallory.
it the best.
How
Hey,
old
Mallory.
were you when you stopped believing in Santa?
Last year.
Hey, Mallory.
I don't even know.
It says
But
gullible
I
on the
have to
ceiling.
stop because this is what happened. My dad
Mallory, it says
my
gullible
dad
on the
told me
ceiling.
to like put out gifts and eat some milk and like eat a cookie and I was like, what the fuck for? So I go do it and then I come back home and I saw that it was the same amount of like milk, the same cookie beat and like the same gifts was there and I was like, damn son, society is a bitch. I'm like, what else are they lying about? So I started really young, just be skeptical of the
Oh,
government, of
so
the
Santa
media,
trauma
of the
is
fucking
the cause
people,
here.
seeing this fucking symbols. Like there's fucking
Okay,
people that are
alright.
in fucking cults, like the Mosaics
Yeah, like
and
Flat
all this
Earth.
kinds of shit. And when you go view like some websites, if you look at the bottom, there's like little emblems. And once you like connect each emblem, it's like it is just a bigger picture. Like this is bigger than like just having fun arguing about the shape of the world. Man, you
Okay.
gotta destroy.
Hey, Mallory. If you look out your window, you'll actually see a NASA
about.
agent filming you.
Yeah, I've sent. We've
You know
got
what?
you surrounded, man.
I wouldn't even be fucking surprised if there is people following me. Like I had suspicions. I had posted that this one car was always in my lead, and I was walking home one day.
Oh my
I was
god, that
walking
one
home,
car.
like, hey, Mallory that lives here, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was, and this was like some person that was like a lot older, and he looked out of place in my neighborhood, and I'm like, damn. So I like ran home, and I was like, oh my god, I need to.
They're going to catch you, girl.
There's times where like I would like look outside and there's like drones and there's like weird light. Like I'm not gonna name my town, but it was even on like YouTube.
Oh, we
and,
know your
like,
town. We've been
even on
watching you.
articles that people were like, huh?
Surrounded. Right. Well, if you just move in from the bushes,
All I'm
and
saying-
then the team alpha can go through the east wing. Yeah, there's no way she's gonna get out.
But I thought Team Alpha was going from the West Wing.
Did you not read them?
Did you guys joke about this?
Did we
try
get the
and make
wrong
it
memo?
Not seem real?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess so. Wait, you're not in the
Like,
right location.
but
Where are
there's
you?
people out there, man.
You're in the wrong house.
There's-
I'm in the middle of the
there's
ocean.
people
I don't know
fucking out
how I
there,
got
man.
here.
Right. Anyway, Mallory.
There's no sounds in the background.
Philosopher King Gaming for $5 says Unus Anus was a YouTube channel that was deleted after 1 year, which had hilarious videos every day, including one about trying thick water. Ah, I didn't know that. And then Droopy Wiener for £2 says she sounds really nice. Shame she's a flatty. And then the last one from Fohammer335 for $2 says they just want your search history and butt plugs, Mallory. Yeah. Right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight. Mallory, again, thank you for coming on. Jared, Draco, thank you for the assist. I fucking needed it. We'll get Mallory back for a proper one-on-one debate. Tonight was a bit fucking crazy. But hey, that shit happens. I hope you guys had fun. Look out for my short tomorrow. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flatter. 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 Thanks, Mr. Cheswick, for this music. Fight the flatter. Fight the flatter. Fight the flatter.
Child versus child comes to blows.
I like this group. They're cool. Yeah, bad idea. Really, really bad idea. Every single time.
This is where you meet your rise out of range, second to none. Witness radiance. Rise too far away, second to none. I am out of range. Witness radiance. It is too far away. Shadows, I witness your demise. You cannot match my alacrity. Witness radiance. I need a fight. I need to get closer. Second to none. Your sight is your downfall. I do not We sacrifice because we must.
falls. None may stand against the Paragon. You must be annihilated.
too far away. I need to get closer.
Spear is mine to wield. The winds howl in rage. Mortals, take up my spear. I will strike you down. Shall pierce your heart. This spear shall pierce your heart. I
It is too far
control the
away.
power of Bastion itself. The winds howl in rage. The spear! Use it to bring her down!
I am outdoing.
I will strike you down!
It is too far away.
May I tempt you with my wares? is always appreciated.
The Arbiter sees all truths.
40% mastery. Ooh. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Our enemies gather for you.
Ah, my apprentice, you return at last.
Plague is so strong. Also, why does Plaguey deal so much damage? I don't understand. Plaguey dealt like 180 damage instead of 120. What? Why? Oh, because of that. That still doesn't make sense. 50 plus. That's still not like 188, right? That's weird. Really, really, really weird. Oh, the physical absorption shield. The physical absorption shield still does exist. But it doesn't work as it used to. Or I think, at least I think. I think back in the day it directly scaled with the damage you did. Or if it did not, I don't remember. But I'm stupid, it still does give you a shield. should have tried to tank Sire with my gear. I should have waited for a better weapon.
in theaters. It's like the highest grossing movie of the pandemic.
Wow.
It made like almost 10 million opening day.
Wow.
Which I guess is pretty good for right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, the pandemic is, I guess, slowing down a little, so
it's starting to.
People are getting their vaccines. People can go back to the movie. This felt like a movie, like, it was the first movie where I was like, oh, I should be watching this in a theater. It's, like, brand new, and it felt like that, you know, I mean, it is one of those big tentpole blockbuster movies, and
yeah.
It kind of feels weird not watching it in the theater. I don't know if that would make any difference.
It helps. Well, the sound would make a difference. Before we get into the movie, we don't talk about sound very much, but after watching the other movies recently as well, which we both did separately, the sound for this movie was a lot beefier and took a lot more advantage of the surround sound and like overhead speakers and stuff. Like Godzilla's tail will flip past you and you hear it go above your head, and the sound mix was wonderful.
And the number of people who have a pimped out Dolby Atmos surround sound system in their home is 5.
That's okay. If you have a little 20-inch TV, just turn it up really loud.
Okay.
It'll create the same effect.
Create the same effect. Have a little Michael Scott mounted flat screen.
A lot of people in the room. You need more space. Voila! Right into the wall.
Wow. Well, what did you think of the film?
This is both a pro and a con. It felt like it was written by a child. The titular Godzilla vs. Kong stuff, in the best way possible, felt like a little kid just smashing toys together. Especially the last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just completely absurd.
The whole movie was absurd to me.
It was weird, especially after rewatching the other ones, because those. We were talking about this off camera, but I think we both, in rewatching, have a greater appreciation for Gareth Edwards' Godzilla.
Yes.
It has some trite family drama stuff that most of these movies suffer from, the boring characters, but it felt so grounded and real as far as the way Godzilla is integrated into his environments and the way it's shot. With the, it's all very kind of ground level shots. Looking up, and you get a real great sense of scope of Godzilla. And they're using tanks, and they're using real-world weapons and real-world attempts to take control of the situation. And then in this movie, they're flying around in little magical spaceships to the center of the Earth.
Tron vehicles. This one, jump the shark. I don't know, but I think I liked it. See, I have I'm a post-traumatic monster movie right now because I don't know, you rewatched them all, so did I, over the span of maybe 48 hours.
Yeah.
Where now I think I was numb watching this fourth one. So it probably wasn't a good thing to do that. I mean, I went back to kind of revisit, and I never seen Kong Skull Island before, so that was new, but I seen the other two, and so I think I was just but even with that, I think I like this one the best. It may be tied for the 2014 Godzilla.
They're so different.
They're all very
even though
different.
they're in the same universe.
They're all very different, but they're all very the same. And that's the thing is this one felt a little more crazy and bizarre.
Yeah, which I know the original, I'm not an expert on the Godzilla movies or anything, but you compare the original 50s Godzilla to some of the later sequels with Baby Godzilla. Oh, I also watched King Kong versus Godzilla from the 50s, and that movie is pretty ridiculous. Those movies do get absurd, and this movie is, I guess, kind of following in that tradition, where it's we're just going to try a bunch of goofy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
They very, very wisely cut down on the human drama stuff in this. The human characters in this movie are almost utilitarian. They're just there to get the monsters fighting. There's no dumb, like, estranged father bullshit. You could still cut out Millie Bobby Brown and her whole fucking subplot.
That was, I think, the least interesting.
That's like whenever she shows up on camera, just start like checking your email or something until you hear Godzilla roar again.
And the conspiratorial podcaster guy.
Yeah.
I just got Michael Bay vibes, you know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that.
It doesn't get that, like, the dialogue isn't that annoying or comical, but it's in that vein.
Yeah, and then just the overabundance and over.
Necrotic or mists.
Just, you know, out of control. And you could explain it away. Since the Titans appeared, mankind really stepped things up and started.
It does take you out of it, though, especially after watching the other ones, where they feel mostly real world.
Right.
And now all of a sudden we've gone like full schlock sci-fi.
Yeah. The plot is King Kong is on Kong Skull Island under a holographic dome to simulate Kong Skull Island, so that he's protected, so that Godzilla doesn't come and find him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know Godzilla has, I guess, gone around and just killed all the other Titans.
Let's happen off camera between movies.
Yeah.
It's like Newton Hicks in Alien 3.
Sure.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. He just killed them all. Even Mothra, who saved him in the Godzilla King of Monsters. But anyways, so that's the premise, is that they're hiding Kong, and then billionaire tech guru guy, your Elon Musk-ish kind of guy, bad businessman, bad businessman, is developing Mechagodzilla secretly in his tech lab, and they keep testing it because he wants to make tons of money. And then he also, I think it's more of a primal urge to make mankind.
We want to be alphas.
On the planet again, and I'm tech businessman, and I'm bad guy, and but their Mechagodzillas only have 40% power. It needs the fabled element that exists in the Hollow Earth, which everyone thinks is a theory. So Alexander Skarsgård is a crackpot college professor who wrote a book about the Hollow Earth theory, which goes all the way back to Hollow Earth comes up in all the movies, but it's all theoretical.
It's called the Hollow Earth theory, that there are these massive underground spaces isolated from the surface world.
The vortex was a tunnel into the Hollow Earth. It's a subterranean tunnel system that connects the entire planet. It doesn't matter.
But the Hollow Earth, you go through like a spatial rift vortex that shoots you at light speed into the center of the Earth.
That's why you got to go in your little Tron vehicle.
The Tron vehicle can withstand the pressures of the gravity pressure of Earth.
They hope. No one's ever done it before, but I guess they're just taking a shot.
Yes. So tech billionaire asks Alexander Skarsgård, and then Alexander Skarsgård says, I guess that maybe in the Titans' DNA, they all kind of know where the Hollow Earth is, because like homing pigeons or like fish swimming upstream, they all subconsciously know where to go back to where they were born.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it out there. Sure. And they're like, let's go with that.
Sure.
Let's drop King Kong in Antarctica and hope that he knows how to get back to the center of the Earth. Because if Kong goes down there, he might find magical crystals, space rocks that are anti-gravity that contain massive amounts of energy in order for us to power up our Mechagodzilla to maximum power. That's the billionaire guy's angle, and he sends his poor daughter down there on this suicide mission. Instead of going himself, he sends his daughter. She's incognito, secretly working for whatever that company's called. Aeon Flux or
Apex.
Yeah, what happened to her was really, really stupid.
Anyways, and then so Alexander Skarsgård goes to Lady.
Rebecca Hall.
Rebecca Hall,
whoever
yes.
her character name is.
Yeah, it's a lady with daughter, and she's the Kong Whisperer. She's the lady who she's the Diane Fossey character. She looks over King Kong, but little does she know her adopted tribal daughter from the original people that lived on Skull Island, who were all wiped out when the storm came. She's the only survivor. Don't cut all this. I know you're thinking about it.
You always think I'm going to cut
He's always thinking that he's cutting all this. I see the gears working.
No, I'm just, as you were saying that, I was thinking about the fact that, like, that's another thing that I guess that happened in between movies.
It happened in between movies.
I mean, I know Skull Island took place in the 70s or whatever.
Somewhere between 1973 and 2021.
Yeah. The
storm, which is perpetually circulating around Skull Island, somehow, like, moved and just killed everybody and then moved back. I don't know. He asked Rebecca Hall, and he says, listen, I think Kong will lead us down to the center of the earth. Because Kong has realized he threw a tree up and broke the dome. It's like a Truman Show dome.
Yeah.
And he's like...
We see at one point, he's broken it in several spots.
Yeah.
Which made me wonder why he didn't just smash the whole fucking thing down.
He could have gone up to the wall of it, and start pounding on it. But maybe he's just like, I know what you're doing, but I'm okay with it. But eventually they're realizing their little captivity dome is not going to last for very long.
Yeah.
So I think he says, like, Kong will be safe in the center of the earth. Let's take him down there. Also, I want to find out if the Hollow Earth is real. My brother died. His brother died trying to find the Hollow Earth. That gives him personal motivation.
Oh.
Because his brother, I guess...
Such an important piece of information, I completely forgot about it.
He looked at a photograph. That's when I cried. He looked at a photograph of a character we've never seen before.
Everything is like the sevens and the sevens.
Sure, there's a motivation.
Get through it.
He looked at a photograph of his brother who went down in probably some kind of conventional undersea craft and then got smashed.
Not a Tron ship.
Not a Tron ship from the tech billionaire guy who has futuristic, awesome technology that's amazing.
Yes.
So he says, let's take King Kong, and he's going to lead us down to the center of the earth. The tech guy's daughter is secretly there to find the magic crystals that will power the Mecha Godzilla. So they're on this special mission. Therein lies the setup of our plot. It's just it's funny because on the whim of a tech billionaire, just asking a crackpot professor on a vague theory. And asking a favor of Rebecca Hall. Yes. Can we take Kong? That precipitated this gigantic operation where no one else had any input on whether or not it should happen. Monarch, the U.S. Navy, lent 55 of their giant naval vessels, which all got destroyed, and then just letting Kong loose.
Yeah.
I mean, this should have been debated before Congress for like months before it happened.
That's what would have happened in Shin Godzilla. That whole movie is people sitting in boardrooms discussing what to do.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't give a fuck. Which, as I said, like, it was written by a child. That's a good thing and a bad thing. There's the one part of me that wants a slightly more interesting plot, even though it is Kong versus Godzilla. But then there's the other part of me that appreciates that they were just like, fuck it. They embrace the absurdity of it all.
Yeah. It is like a child in his bathtub, like playing with a Godzilla and King Kong toy.
There's that shot, that first big fight between Kong and Godzilla on the aircraft carriers, where we see Kong like look down and he sees 1, 2, 3, and he's like planning out his path of destruction.
Great set piece.
It is. Oh yeah. When they are fighting, when there's monster stuff happening, the movie is a lot of fun and visually creative. The whole Hong Kong fight at night with all the neon, that's one of those things where it's like, this is directed by Adam Wingard, and this is the classic case of you take an indie director and you give them a giant movie because you can control them basically.
Well, he shoots 11 scenes with people on small sets and then an army of CGI artists.
That's the case too, but
previs people and shot scene coordinators and everybody else does everything else.
But the idea, like having all that neon, like that it feels that there is some sort of connective tissue to something like The Guest, like a much smaller movie.
I think That is the biggest stretch of logic I've ever heard.
Not at all.
I see no connective tissue between this.
Aesthetically, neon, brightly colored, garish neon lights. The score is a combination of like orchestral and kind of electronic stuff.
Okay, so we got four Godzilla movies, but Gareth Edwards, rewatching Godzilla, it kind of had like that Rogue One-ish look. It kind of, there were certain shots and the color tones and stuff. I felt like maybe a slight vague fingerprint of Gareth Edwards. I haven't seen Kings of Summer or anything else by Jordan Voight Roberts. Michael Dougherty, of course, I've seen Krampus, one of the best films ever made. A film that should have won an Academy Award for its sound design.
As should this film.
Sure.
Why not?
I don't know. What did he do?
He did Trick or Treat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then this, Adam Wingard. The only other film I've seen of his is The Guest.
And You're Next. And Blair Witch.
Oh, yeah. You're Next. Yeah. You're Next, of course. And Blair Witch, I don't remember anything about it. But
I don't think Adam Wingard remembers anything.
No,
about
I don't see any particular director like thumbprint.
Well, it's hard to say with Kong Skull Island because I haven't seen the other movie he did. But watching that movie, I had like Sam Raimi flashbacks.
Yeah.
That kind of like just embracing the absurdity of it all.
And for a little bit, you mentioned that before I watched it, and certainly the opening shot.
Yeah.
When young John Goodman's falling from the sky, it's exactly the same opening as Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm not thinking about like specific shots or anything, just the general tone of it.
Oh yeah, but
it's
there's
very
a couple
goofy.
of like snap zooms and kind of like funny moments, visually funny, kind of creative moments. I think I don't know, maybe Skull Kong Island, whatever these movies are called. Maybe that was my favorite. I think King of Monsters was my least favorite. King of the Monsters.
In rewatching it, yeah, because it has the tired family drama stuff, and it also, this movie wisely, when the big fights are going on, it rarely cuts away to the boring human shit.
Yeah.
It lets them fight for long periods of time because that's what you want to see, and it's fun.
Correct.
In King of the Monsters, they're cutting to Vera Farmiga and the early edition guy and all their boring shit nobody cares about.
That gets way too bogged down in that, and then it becomes way too like ridiculous. The orca machine, and then Millie Bobby Brown, whatever her name is, she grabs the orca machine and runs into Fenway Park and like plugs it into the sound booth and figures out how to work it, and it just becomes this like convoluted mess, and I get like a headache.
And pretty much every monster fight is marred by snow or rain and shaky cam, and it's all like murky and hard to follow.
Yeah.
Skull Island and this movie both are, everything's just like completely clear.
It's a little
We
clean.
hold on these wide shots, you can see what's happening.
Fights in the daytime. I like the fights in the daytime.
And I think that was something after King of the Monsters came out and it didn't do great. It got like meh box office, and the reviews were complaining about that. Like everything's at night in the rain or the snow, and it's visually ugly and you can't follow what's happening very well. And I think they actually pushed back Godzilla vs. Kong to like correct that. I know they pushed it back because King of the Monsters didn't do great.
I noticed it like in Hong Kong, it just suddenly becomes day.
That's fine.
So the sun came up. Yeah, Hong Kong got knocked down.
It's a
and
passage of time. That's okay.
They were sleeping there for a little while.
It's a nice way to break up the fighting. The cool nighttime Hong Kong stuff with
You
the
get a little
neon
bit of
lights.
both. Yeah. You want that night aesthetic, but you don't want the whole thing at night. You certainly don't want the Matthew Broderick Godzilla kind of, aesthetic going on. Sure, but
that was to mask bad CG.
Yeah, some interesting notes though, not related to Godzilla, directed by the Gareth Edwards who did the Star Wars. It has
The Star Wars.
Olsen in it, and also Aaron Taylor Johnson, aka the Kick-Ass guy, who I did not know when I watched this, rewatched it until like the end of the movie. I realized he was Pietro Maximoff, aka Quicksilver. So him and Elizabeth Olsen, they play husband and wife in this, and then they play brother and sister, like the same fucking year in a Marvel movie.
Was Age of Ultron the same year?
I think so.
Okay.
2014. I think they just walked off this set and they just crossed the little alleyway and walked into a different soundstage and just kept filming. Some guy came by, sprayed his hair, gave him a different hairstyle, and they just changed the costumes.
At least they didn't forget which set they were on at any point, and on the set of Age of Ultron, they just started like making out or something.
Yeah,
that
would have been weird.
Yeah.
Wrong movie. Anyways, and then Kong Skull Island also is a Marvel cast reunion. Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, aka Loki, and Samuel L. Jackson. And then for a long time, I'm watching it, and there's that one guy who's a scientist man. The actor's name is Clark Gregg. And the whole time I watched the film, I thought it was Mark Evan Jackson, who is the SHIELD guy. Clark Gregg is not that guy. Here's two pictures of the two guys. They look very similar, so I was very confused.
Sure.
And I thought there were 4 Marvel actors in Kong Skull Island. And then I looked it up, and I'm glad I looked it up, because I don't want to be racist saying all these white guys look alike. Okay, because they do. I should have got the guy from The Guest to play Alexander Skarsgård's character.
Sure. I was actually thinking about that at one point.
Alike,
and I also noticed in the opening credits of this that Lance Reddick is in it. And it's like, Lance Reddick, he was in The Guests. Now, Adam Wingard's doing this big movie. He's bringing some of his guest cast back. And I think Lance Reddick, he's in the opening credits of the movie, and he has like one line.
This is the day we feed. I've given the order, Doctor.
I think I really like that Kong Skull Island.
You know what? That movie, that movie's about Kong. I love King Kong in general. I'm not a big Godzilla fan. But the smartest thing this movie did was make King Kong the protagonist of the film.
Yeah.
Not some boring ass human character. This is King Kong's movie.
Yeah. He opens it and closes it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it starts with him taking a nap, waking up from a nap. Yeah, he's definitely our hero, and Godzilla is definitely sort of the antagonist. I mean, he's portrayed more menacing and evil than the other films, where he kind of looks cute.
Yeah.
This, he looks really kind of nasty.
Well, they got to get around by this point. They say he's like our protector. He protects us from other titans, they call them, the monsters. And so you kind of got to get around that. And it's like, we got to have him. One of them has to be a villain.
Yeah, one of them has to be sort of bad.
So now he's turning on us, and we don't know why. And it turns out it's because of he recognizes the power that's controlling the Mechagodzilla.
Well, here's where things get weird. In the post-credit scene of Godzilla King of the Monsters, Charles Dance, who does not appear in this film,
I was wondering about that.
Maybe he just died or something. Either the character or Charles Dance, I don't know. But he preserved one of the heads of Ghidorah, which has been proven to respawn itself, or to it grew its head back because it's an alien.
Right.
And so Charles Dance has preserved its head. And so that does carry over into this. He must have sold it to Elon Musk. And
again, another thing, I guess that happened off camera at some point.
Then they connect its brain or its skull.
Yeah, not even its brain, its skull.
You think
it's hollowed out skull.
Yeah, it should have been like a floating dragon head in a jar that was alive.
Something more biological.
Yeah, because that was the idea of it, right? They said like that's really what was controlling it, or that the guy.
It's got a bunch of more neon. We got a bunch of neon tubes coming out of the skull
of a giant dinosaur skull, and this guy's sitting in the middle of it with like a VR headset on, controlling Mechagodzilla. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be like connected to the brain of
someone was laughing while they were writing all this stuff.
It should have been a big dragon brain in a jar. I mean, that just would have been beautiful.
If
But
it was
the
a
skull
floating-
was interestingly funny. looking.
Yeah, but like I had this like floating and still alive. And,
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
Yeah, like looking around, and that's really what ends up like. Then the guy who's controlling it goes, ah, and his head melts, and, his head blows up or something, and then the dragon head is really controlling the Mecha Godzilla. Because I think that's what Godzilla is attracted to. That's why they have to shoot around the Earth to do their test runs.
Yeah.
With the skull crushers.
Yes, from Skull Island.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're like they just use them as like bait to practice the Mecha Godzilla on, and then Godzilla's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm gonna come get you, and then they shoot around and. What? What else happened? What?
These are dangerous times.
They did show Kong climbing up a building as a cute little reference, but then the building fell over.
The building immediately collapses. It's pretty funny because that's the same problem they ran into with the old King Kong versus Godzilla. Is that Kong in the original movie, he climbs the Empire State Building. That's the most famous image for the movie. But Godzilla is larger than the Empire State Building. So how do you have them fight? I guess he's just bigger now.
That's what they said in Kong Skull Island.
They say he's still growing
he's
or
still
something
growing.
like that.
He's
yeah.
younger then, and now he's got a little gray. He's a little bigger. So I think he
Which
grew
is
up.
fine for this because this is a reset. This is a new series of movies.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The most iconic image is Kong holding the lady, and that is repeated in all the Kong films. They had a remake in the 70s where he climbs up the World Trade Center, right?
With Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, and that's the iconic image is Kong holding the blonde-haired lady, climbing the Empire State Building in helicopters trying to shoot at him.
Yeah.
And they have a little tiny nod to that in Kong Skull Island when he picks up Brie Larson. Remember? Kong loves the lady. He's like, ooh, a lady, and he feels protective of the lady.
Yeah.
That's the Kong thing. But then he picks up Brie Larson, and then a battle happens. Remember? And he's holding her, and he's fighting like a dinosaur. And I'm like, don't drop Brie Larson, or she's gonna call you sexist. Aaron Taylor Johnson was a bomb expert.
Yes, that was his thing. He's the only one that could do the job at the end of that film.
Then Bryan Cranston dies.
I guess that was supposed to be a bit of a subversion, like Janet Leigh dying early in Psycho. Because that whole movie was promoted on Bryan Cranston being in it, and then they kill him off so early on. And then you're stuck with boring-ass, kick-ass guy.
Yeah.
That's, again, this movie. They're not too concerned with the human characters. To the point where all the main human villains just get dispatched like they're nothing.
Can we come up with a name? I noticed whatever that guy, the tech guy. What's his name?
I don't know.
What was his character's name?
I don't know.
You remember Charles Foster Kane?
I do.
From Citizen Kane. You remember that character's name. Why don't you remember the tech billionaire's name from Godzilla vs. Kong?
Oh, because one's an interesting character and one is the guy that made Mechagodzilla. I mean, that's the first thing that I think of off the top of my head.
What I want to do is make a Mechagodzilla. You run a newspaper, Mr. Kane, and we don't have that kind of technology yet. I'm trying to commingle the Citizen Kane verse with the monster verse.
Sure.
Yeah. Orson Welles really cut his hand in that scene.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. When he broke the mirror, and he kept going.
I heard in this movie at one point Godzilla cut his hand while toppling over a building, and he kept going.
And a bunch of computer programmers fell out. Oh! My job 50 hours a week is to animate the lighting on his fingernails. Thank God I'm dying.
The sweet release of death.
Sweet release of death. I was in charge of the water droplets flying through the air.
That's something fun you can do as an audience member, is when you get to the end of one of these types of movies and you get we've joked about the wall of names that just goes on and on. Just think about how every one of those people wishes they were dead.
They were. It's like a virtual sweatshop. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention the moment the tech guy, I'm just going to keep calling him the tech guy, when he dies, there's that all this noise, and then that moment when someone realizes that they're about to die and the soundtrack drops out and they go, oh shit. Bring it all back up. What is the name of that trope? Is there a trope? Can I create it? The only other time I could think about it is at Independence Day.
Yeah, no, I know the trope you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other specifics, but I can see them in my brain.
Yeah, there's that moment when, and then oh,
yeah,
shit.
It's like a comedy moment.
And then so-and-so gets killed by something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What should we call it?
The Harvey Firestein?
Yeah.
That can be his legacy.
Yes, there you go. A Firestein event.
Yeah.
A Firestein event. There's a Firestein event in this film. I also thought of a different trope. The oh no, what's next look. I thought of that in Kong Skull Island. When you hear like weird sounds coming, and all the characters turn, and the camera is on them. They go. I'm gonna do it. Okay? Ready? I guess it shouldn't be so oh no. It has to be more fearful.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do it more fearful.
Okay.
Wait. There we go. Can you add a sound effect?
I'll add a dramatic sting.
You can just use like a lion roar.
Yeah.
Or like a dinosaur sound effect. Okay. I'm walking along through the jungle, right? Here it is. Ready?
Okay.
Can you do the sound effect though, so I have a cue?
Oh, sure.
Here we go. Can we do another take?
Okay. I think watching all these monster movies has ruined your brain.
You know what's funny is I was watching a completely different program, a show. This is true story. This is a true story. I was watching a completely different show. It was like a drama show that I'm watching. I won't say what because it's terrible. And there were characters talking, and then there was like a scene transition sound effect, and it was like a bus or something, and it cut, like an L cut with sound where it comes in from the next scene.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh no, like it's a monster, like another monster set piece sequence is about to start, and it was like in my head. And then I thought, oh yeah, that's not going to happen in this thing that I'm watching. It's just I thought like, oh no, here comes a Godzilla scene, But yeah, I think
that would have been pretty shocking if it did.
It would have been. It wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, but if a Godzilla showed up.
Kong bows to no one.
But would you recommend King of Skull Island? Or?
I would, yeah. It's one of those ones that it's incredibly stupid, but not in an annoying way. It's in a we're just having fun here kind of way. Like this is all goofy nonsense, and it's fine. the fights are actually fun to watch.
It is good to not take your movie about giant monsters too seriously, or try to make it too dramatic with your human characters.
With the boring family drama, yeah. The estranged father. Nope, get that out of here.
Millie Bobby Brown's going to the one place she knows best. Home. Oh my God. He's going to be safe there.
Yeah.
They always manage to find each other, too.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of this, I laughed out loud. Kyle Chandler, a.k.a. the edition guy, goes to destroyed Hong Kong.
He didn't even know his daughter was there. She tried calling him at one point, and their phone call got broken up.
Yeah, I think it may have gotten through.
It seemed like she didn't even get that part of it out.
But so he gets there in like 5 minutes somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gotten one of those pneumatic tubes.
He must have.
But did he have to book a commercial flight? And it'd take him like 14 hours to get there? I don't know how. We have a military jet, Monarch, secret Monarch, supersonic jet, right?
It's all fine.
They had that big ass supersonic jet in Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Remember? And he's got to take a taxi from the airport or wherever they landed to the city center, whatever that may be now. I mean, it's just rubble everywhere. And the taxi guy's like, this is as far as I can take you. There's no roads anymore. You're going to have to climb over a Mount Everest-sized pile of debris, smoking toxic debris, to get to a small crowd of extras, of 35 extras, and then go, Millie! Millie! Dad? Dad! And then find each other in this gigantic area of destruction. These movies are ridiculous, but why don't I hate them? I don't hate them. I like them.
They don't push the obnoxious comedy relief. We always bring up Michael Bay.
Yeah.
They're not as dumb as Michael Bay movies. They kind of embrace the silliness of it, more so as they go along.
Yeah, they take themselves just seriously enough to give you that monster action.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those kind of they're kinds of movies where they get a pass. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess you could say the same thing about a Transformers movie. People want to watch these giant robots fight. What's the problem? You know? And I don't know. It's a blurry line. It just
Yeah.
cares.
Yeah.
Just a matter of taste. You enjoy this. I personally don't really. I was never a huge Godzilla person or King Kong guy. I just don't care. And I watch these and I'm like, okay.
The one moment that sucked though, when Kong gets back up in the city and his arm is like dislocated and he pops it back into socket.
Yeah.
He's just a big monkey. Why would he think to do that?
That's true. But that's your biggest complaint?
That's my biggest complaint.
So, want to watch Dick Shark?
I'll watch my copy and you watch your copy.
All right. Seems kind of like a private thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have a DVD player.
Stitch flesh will be.
I need to get through that.
foolish paragon. There is nothing you can do to stop us. No matter. My minions are my soldiers rise once more. Will reduce you to dust.
This episode brought to you by MeUndies. With a variety of prints and sizes, however you want to be you, we got you covered. So you sent me back a week ago.
Yes, to restore the timelines, you must finish out Terminator Month.
But there's only 5 weeks in March and 6 Terminator films.
That is why we've sent you back from April to March.
So by reviewing the Terminator movie from 2019, the world won't be destroyed by the squirrel people?
It is your destiny.
Well, then it seems there's truly no fate but what we make for ourselves. Do you care? I just want to talk about Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't think anyone gives a shit.
Yeah, run the thing. Well, we finally reached the end of Terminator Month plus a week, and I'm happy to say that this franchise goes out on a high note.
Nope.
In that you'd have to be high to go out on this note. While apparently getting good reviews from critics and audiences on Rotten Tomatoes, most of the people I've talked to have less than enthusiastic praise for Terminator Dark Fate. It bombed pretty hard at the box office, much like the previous